Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Prepare to Repair show. I am your host, Plumber Steve with RJ Graham Plumbing. And the Prepare to Repair show is, as always, powered by RJ Graham Plumbing and Ferguson Supply Kitchen, Bath, and Lighting Showroom located at 7950 West 185th Street in beautiful Tinley Park. Whether you are doing a minor facelift or a full kitchen and bath remodel, Ferguson has you covered. Joining me on today's show is my new partner in crime and co-host and RJ Graham Plumbing's new customer service representative and media and promotions coordinator is Meghan Oeser.
Hello. Hello.
Awesome. And also with us that's joining us on the show is Josh Bryll with Enterprise Glass in Mokena. And welcome, Josh.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And I had to have you on because I see tons of just posts and requests and just questions for people who have looking for glass, custom glass, looking for, they're just, I didn't realize it was such a big deal until I go in all these people's houses and they have their showers done.
They have glass, Steve.
Okay. I want to say bye to our your customer service representative and media promotions coordinator, Meghan Oeser. But yes, they have glass. But not every house or shower has glass. Thank you very much. Do they, Josh?
No, they don't.
Okay, good. See?
Not yet, at least.
See?
I'm really trying to think of a shower that doesn't have glass.
Some have shower curtains.
You're right. Gosh. I actually have two of my... I shouldn't talk today. It's Monday. Move along. I do have two showers without glass.
You made fun of me.
I did.
You hurt my feelings.
It backfired.
No, it didn't.
You just made it sound like houses don't have glass at all. And you know what I mean? Like glass is everywhere. Just moving along.
All righty. Okay. Anyway, but I didn't realize, like where you would get it. I figured that when you were having your bathroom done and whatever remodeling or whatever you were looking at, that your contractor would buy them pre-made or whatever it is, and then they would be able to just install them or whatever. But there's a lot more to this. And
well, yeah, especially now that the size and shapes of these showers are, getting much larger and detailed. You can't just go to your Home Depot and pick something off the shelf. You need something customized to the space that you have.
There's no more standard sizes in anything. Everything needs to be custom.
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
that's again, like when I would go in, I was like, you'd look at some of these. Some of them are they have a basic elegance to them, which that's one of the reasons why I really like the look of that rather than a conventional prefab door. But you also can get pretty elaborate with them, and we're going to get into later in the show. It isn't all that expensive. I mean, I was thinking that this is it was going to be pricey. That was going to be one of the biggest costs of the project, but in relative terms to what you're doing, it's not all that expensive for the durability and for the look that you're getting. No, they're not that bad at all.
People are trying to, they're looking for something simpler where it's, more glass, less hardware. When you do that, the cheapest part of it is the glass. The hardware tends to be a little bit more expensive. Once you eliminate a lot of that hardware, then the cost does go down.
Really? I didn't know that. So we're going to get into a lot more of what, basically what you do over there at Enterprise because, we happen to meet through Dan Maka, who has been on the show multiple times and great remodeler,
yes.
Maka Homes. And so this cool thing about this show is it brings people together. And not only that, but it also lets people who are listening know and familiarize themselves with businesses and contractors, restaurants, whatever who we have had on the show. These are people in the neighborhood, in your town that they're real people. You are hearing them, it's not like somebody you're disconnected with. So when you hire a small business or somebody that you've heard on the show, you can get them. You're dealing with them.
It's not a Google search.
No, it's not.
You get to know them.
And I heard pretty interesting stat. I got a fun fact for you. Remember I told you I had a fun fact?
I love fun facts, Steve.
Okay. is everyone talks about big bad corporations, and there's a lot of bad ones out there, don't get me wrong. But what percentage of the United States workforce is employed by big corporations? What would you say the percentage is?
See, this sounds like a quiz to me, Steve. Not so much a fun fact.
Well, just guess.
But a quiz. Can you ask the question again? Because I got nervous right when it started. Right when it sounded like it was going to be a question, I was like, "Oh,
what percentage would you say of the working population is employed by big corporations?"
I'm going to go with the standard 50%.
Yeah, you're right.
Am I?
Right.
Wow. Did that backfire on you?
More.
Yeah, it's 50% of the employer is people working are employed by the bigger corporations. It's like 49.5% is employed by small businesses. Which, I mean, obviously there's a range between small businesses and so forth, but the cool thing about it is that is what we have here. That is what you are. That is what I am. And that is what, Megan, you now work for, but you buy from. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, that's where a lot of it comes from. Even if you go to, say, some of these chain stores, some of them are franchised that are owned by people that are in your community. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I didn't realize that. I mean, because I'd always hear people being frustrated with a lot of larger corporations out there, which, rightfully so. There are some bad ones out there, but the moral of the story is you have all this. They're not all that bad. I mean, you have people out there that are small businesses that are really starting to take a part of that. They're starting to take a huge chunk of that. That is people in your neighborhood, your local community, your just where you're shopping every day. So that's where you want to be. Exactly.
That's where I want to be.
Where do you want to be?
I said that's where I want to be. Supporting small business.
But I think that's a pretty cool fact out there that you have, that small businesses are really starting to climb. And I mean, there's a number of factors on it that I don't know, but I mean, I just think it's really cool that we're part of that and we're helping with that.
I agree. Yes. Let's keep it local.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly. So, but I wanted to, I wanted to touch on that fun fact because I learned something, and when I learn something, I like to say I learned something, so I know I'm telling people I learned something. So that's it. But anyway, so Megan, I wanted to ask you, what do we have? You got some ideas in the cooker as coming up as far as some promotions that we are doing. I'll turn it over.
Well, you've always had them in the cooker. You've always had the ideas. I'm just trying to bring them a little more to life as far as getting the word out there. You've always been a huge supporter of NAS, which is awesome. You always kind of just do it yourself. I'm just trying to get everybody else involved. So we're going to have a couple, maybe one or two drop-off locations for people to donate to NAS. They are in need of wet kitten cat food, dry kitten cat food, and dog food, specifically Prina 1 chicken, some scoopable kitty litter. I know that there's a longer list that I could post a little later today, but if anybody's willing to donate or help out with items such as that, it's really helpful to them.
So we'll put a post out there for other things that they may need. But we've always posted the adoptable pet. We've actually had a representative from NAS on here to talk about some of their pets and what their needs were to help them out. And I believe they're not profit. They're
right. They're all volunteers.
Yeah,
and they're just doing this out of goodness of their heart.
Exactly. So and anything we can do to try and help them out to make their jobs a little bit easier and to get these pets adopted, we're going to do that.
Yes.
And
importantly,
and you have a certain furry friend that you have that's kind of famous. One that's famous for basically being lazy. The other one famous for being just famous.
What my dogs?
Yes.
There's something. They are something.
Which is the one that wouldn't move that you posted?
Rudy. They both don't really move, but Doug can. He's just he can be crazy, but they're both very lazy.
Oh, okay. Do you have any pets, Josh?
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a zoo in my house. 3 dogs, handful of birds, some geckos. maybe a few other animals that come and go.
Come and go.
Yeah.
You're not talking about the kids, are you?
Well, yeah, sometimes, yes.
Okay. All right.
I can't keep lizards alive at all. We tried.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. Can't keep them alive.
Okay.
Might have got a bad one out of the bunch. I'm not sure.
They usually, if you get a bad one, I'm confused by that one.
We had a.
Did they die?
Yeah, we had a baby one, and
Murderer.
we got it, and they gave us they gave us like mulch for the cage for the tank, and
Right.
then I found out you're not supposed to put mulch in a baby bearded dragon's cage. They'll ingest it and choke, and they did, and it did. It was terrible. It was awful. I brought it to the pet store, and they were doing little chest compressions on.
I don't even what?
Yeah.
Chest compressions?
Yeah.
Really?
They were trying to blow into its little tiny nose holes. Do they have noses?
I don't know.
The beaks?
I don't know.
No.
Okay, moving on.
Look that up.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I have a couple of 3 animals. I've got a shepherd, a husky, and a Irish wolfhound.
Oh, I love him. He's so cute.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He looks like a Great Dane that really went on hard times. You know, have you ever seen him?
He's
like,
so cute.
You know, maybe
he
went
looks
through
like a horse, like a horse. Okay,
pony.
I can't explain. He's so freaking cute.
Yeah. Well, he's adorable. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I mean, that's the only way I could describe him. He looks like a Great Dane that has went to, that he just, like I said, went through hard times, maybe a divorce, something.
Forgot to get a haircut.
Just forget, just bad, again, rough times for the poor guy. But he's absolutely adorable. I mean, they're just he is a big baby. It's just, and people are like, that is a big dog. And I'm like, I don't really see it because he's mine. But yes, when I met the parents, when we got him, it's like, yeah, that's, my wife's like, are you sure? I'm like,
you
we're
didn't
here
want
now.
him. You didn't want him, did you?
Well, she always wanted one.
Yeah.
What am I going to tell her? No? She's dealt with my lunacy for 30 years. I'm going to say no.
June could have all of the puppies.
She can have anything she wants after dealing with me. So, now, what are causes that because you do a lot of things on your own before you even met me and whatever. You have done a lot of things on your own that you're looking to, because you like to help people. That's why this is kind of a good match because of the stuff that we do that, and the stuff you do. What is stuff that, that you, off the top of your head, like,
I just have the same idea as you do. Not idea. I just have the same wish, I suppose. I just want it to almost catch on. I want to give back, and I love to see the reaction out of people. I love to see a smile on someone's face. I love to help somebody who needs it when I know myself that I have that ability to give. Somebody always has it worse off than you.
Right.
But yeah, I want it to catch on. I want other people to see what we're doing, and then maybe, like you said, come around full circle and just get everybody helping. There's so many people out there that need so much more than the stuff that we already have. So
and pay it forward.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we try to help people. I mean, that's what we're honestly in this business to do. We're here to service. We're here to help people reach their goal and be happy with the product they have. And like with me, if I'm going to do a job for you, if you're going to be unhappy with it and you're going to be frustrated, I don't want to do it. The money isn't worth it. I mean, and I'm sure that you're feeling the same
100%,
way.
100%, yes.
Yeah. I don't want to do the job. I'd rather you're here. I'm here to make you happy and to give you a product you're going to be proud of. And if you're not proud of it, how is anybody that you show or talk about, how are they going to be happy about, because
they're not. No. You're miserable. You're making everybody around you.
Right. And you're only as good as your last job. So, that being said, you're always on notice, so to speak. Everything that you do is earned every day as a small business owner, and running a small business is, again, like I said, you're only as good as your last job. So you have to be spot on. You have to make sure everybody's happy. Now, there are some, companies out there that really don't care about customer service, and, that's terrible on their end, and there's people that accept it. And I'm constantly telling people on the show, do not accept it. Do not tolerate bad service, because when you tolerate bad service, you're never happy with it.
I honestly don't know anybody that tolerates bad service.
You know what?
That's sad.
There are. Well, I could say they tolerate it because there are places out there that have a reputation for being bad, and they're still around. They're still there for a reason. You know,
that's true.
I mean, and you've heard about them. I mean, there's a bunch of them. I mean, it's just, you're wondering. You say, I don't know how they stay in business. Well, there's people out there hiring them.
It makes no sense to me.
You know, that's kind of crazy. So, but we've got a lot of things that are going to be coming up during the holidays. So keep an eye on it. On what we're going to be doing. So it's going to be kind of exciting. I'm proud to have you on board.
Excited.
So, you're listening to the Prepare to Repair show. I am your host, Plumber Steve, joined by Meghan Oeser and Josh Bryll with Enterprise Glass out of Mokena. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get more into Enterprise Glass. Welcome back to the Prepare to Repair show. I'm your host, Plumber Steve. Joined back here with Josh Bryll with Enterprise Glass out of Mokena, and the always talented and fabulous Meghan Oeser. And while at break, we were kind of chatting, Josh and I, about just, small businesses. And you brought in an interesting thing about just before you got on the radio, you tell the story, what you thought about just where would you be right now?
Thought about the first time you asked me to be on the show, and I was like, I have nothing to say. I'm a stay-at-home mom who, at that point, I don't know anything about shower doors or plumbing or bidets or pot fillers. What would I say about that? But being an everyday homeowner, I have a ton to say about that, And I think there's a lot of people out there that could stand to listen.
Well, when you really think about what you interact with, and one thing about the pandemic that did happen is with people staying at home is when they were working, they were more tolerant of certain things in the house being the way they were because they only had to deal with it for a couple hours, a day. Now that they're stuck with it, they're like, okay, this faucet or this bathroom is really on my nerves. I can't stand to look at it. Let me do something with it.
Everything.
Yes.
Like even a shower door. When you're talking about glass and shower doors, I have all these questions in my head. Like, what are some of the benefits or the disadvantages to having the shower doors the showers with no shower door?
That's actually, we get that question a lot.
That terrifies me. I'd be like, no.
Up high.
Right?
Give me a high five me on that one. Good question.
That's becoming more and more popular as people are like a walk-in shower where it's just you walk around a wall. There's no glass.
No.
The pros, I guess, would be you don't have to clean glass.
The glass isn't my problem when I'm cleaning. It is the grout around the tile.
Okay. The cons would be it gets cold. There's
That's
nothing
what I'm
trapping the
saying.
steam.
Sometimes I will take a shower, not even because I need to get clean, but because I want to get warm. I did that on, I don't know what day it was, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, so if you have nothing keeping the steam in,
right,
you're not going to be very warm.
But isn't it also bad that all that steam is getting out? Or no?
It could be. I mean, most people have an exhaust fan.
Proper ventilation.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, I get it. I always had that question. I just don't like it. Like, keep my walk-in to my closet. I want to close myself in. I don't need I have 6 children. I don't need anybody just, that door's open. I'm just going to walk no.
Right.
Keep it closed. Let's close that.
Well, even in my own home, when I remodeled my basement, the cobbler's kids have no shoes. I didn't want to put a door on it. After showering, a few times, I was freezing.
Yeah.
So needless to say, it has a door now.
That's not even, that is one of the things about taking my favorite things is just getting warm. I couldn't, no.
Well,
nope.
Let's kind of look at it this way. It's like, okay, everybody that's listening, picture your bathroom, whatever, your shower, and picture it with no door. Picture it with a standard door that you can buy from a big box store, or picture it with the door that you like, the door of that you dream, and which one is going to make you happy?
Yeah.
Which one is going to, or picture it with no door. which one is going to give you the results you want. Some can't go without a door, for obvious reasons because of the way it's designed. But I think that the glass doors, or having it designed, which could be sliding. I mean, do you design sliding doors?
Bypass doors, yes.
Okay. So, I mean, there's so many different options that you can go with. And to get that look and to get the design, and I think that really adds pop, because when you're walking in your bathroom, even if you're doing like a little small like makeover, something like that could really take a focal point off of, in your bathroom.
I'm just thinking of my own shower. There's no there's no pop. It's like, hey, let's cover that so nobody sees the inside of my shower. So
well, we've got glass for that too.
I'm interested in this. So we have our glass one upstairs. We have like the half wall, right? Which I love that I can see out, right? But let's go like a neck and up wall, because mine is lower. And so when my kids walk in and I'm like, hey, can you get me some shampoo because you've stolen it again? They'll bring it in, and I'm kind of standing behind this half wall. And they're like, Mom, you're not ducking down far enough from the half wall.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. And then our door is completely just clear glass. And now I grew up with like the what is it, like the rain... You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
like an obscure
I'm down
Aquatex,
I'm down
hammered
with
glass,
that.
people call it.
I like that.
Is it frosted, you said?
Yeah.
Well, there's frosted, which is like a satin etch. It's almost acid etch, satin etch. It's like a sandblasted almost. There's rain, which looks like water falling down the glass.
I'm down with the rain. I'd like
the rain's actually easy to keep clean because it looks wet all the time.
You don't know where like the smudges are.
Right. Right.
I just don't like somebody being able to completely see in and me being able to completely see out.
You're not alone on that.
I just don't mind. And another thing is my shower faces the toilet. So I have my husband coming in when I'm in the shower, having to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I don't want to see this.
Neither do I.
Let's put that rain thing into motion.
Thank you for running that for me. That is a very close relationship you got there, buddy.
I don't want to see in and out. I just kind of want to. It's a private thing for me. I don't know.
You guys
Maybe
talk?
I'm the only one.
You guys talk and have a conversation?
I had a couple questions for him afterwards. I'll keep those maybe off the AM show. But, yeah. It's just not what I didn't need to see it. I'm fine with let's cover it up and keep our showers private and keep our bathroom time private.
I agree wholeheartedly.
All right, I'm really glad I got all that out. Go on, guys.
Okay, but
I have questions about everything.
But all joking aside, but I'm sure that you get a lot of these questions for it. And I guess the other thing would be is, because I know the first thing that people, when they think of this, because that's the same thing I did, is these things are going to be expensive. And I would say, at least from my opinion, because I purchased some custom shower doors for you, and to satisfy a customer issue we had, and phenomenal. We're actually hopefully it'll be in pretty soon. I think
very soon. Yes.
So, but I mean, I found out that they weren't as expensive as I thought, and I think this is for I want to say a 4-foot wide shower.
Yep, 4 foot wide. It's a 3/8 inch clear door and panel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it wasn't that
custom
expensive.
too, because we had to account for some stuff that was out of square.
Right. So I mean, just adjusting for that and making custom, the price that we got for that with install was very reasonable when you consider a remodel budget. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think it's definitely something to look into, because I think the benefits outweigh any of the costs that might, when you're doing this type of work. I think you get more bang for the buck with that.
Oh, absolutely. You also get professionals to come in and install it for you, and then there's a warranty if anything goes wrong. It's not something that you have to take care of yourself. You just call us, and we come back out, and we fix it till it's right.
That's the main thing, and that. 100%. You know how I am on warranties.
I know.
Is you're spending your money, you're forking your money down on something. You want to be able to say, hey, what can I, what kind of protections do I have on this when I buy this product? And when people are willing to stand by their product and back it, then you know you're dealing with a solid company.
And their service.
Exactly.
That's important too.
Exactly. And that's where a lot of people are slipping these days as far as it. Because I've run into plumbers that I don't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee a pump. I didn't make it. I can't guarantee a sewer line because I don't know what somebody's going to throw into it. You can guarantee what you did. And you can have your guarantee on that you've cleaned that line to the point where anything that is pulled out of there that's backing it up that's not supposed to be in there, that cannot be covered. But it gives the homeowner peace of mind that if there's any issues, that you did your job right. That's the thing. Same thing with, if you put in a pump. Well, yeah, you didn't make the pump, but you can guarantee that the work behind it, that it was installed properly, and being as you also put in that pump and recommended that manufacturer, that they've got peace of mind knowing that you're going to facilitate this thing getting taken care of, and they can get back going if there's an issue, especially with the amount of money that these things aren't cheap.
I was terrified when we were in our house for 1 year. Our pump was 1 year old, and that was it. It was toast.
Exactly.
And you have somebody coming in and replacing it, and you're like, what's to say it's not going? I didn't get a guarantee with that. I didn't get what's to say that's not going to happen again? And then here we go again, going through the same process. That was awful.
Is this going to happen every year? Am I going to deal with this? I need a warranty that if this does happen, that I have some sort of peace of mind. I can make a phone call.
And a lot of people are trying to get a deal too. If they have a buddy who's like, yeah, I'll come over there and fix that. I think I have a boxed up pump in my basement.
That's been sitting there.
Yeah, and they're going to put it in. And I'd rather pay for, good service and a good product than
peace of mind.
That's just one thing I'm not going to look for a deal on.
Right.
Well, we've had a few jobs lately, too, where we are, I don't want to say fixing, but we'll go ahead and use that word, fixing, stuff that other people have installed. Yes, and they can't get a hold of them. Right. They're not answering their calls. They're not answering their emails. You get a little reluctant to jump into something that somebody else did, but these people have nowhere else to go.
We were just talking about that last week.
Yep.
Right. So, it's in our best interest, too, to, help out a potentially new customer,
Yep.
Well, we've had a few occasions where we've come behind plumbers that were doing something, and because of warranties, I don't know, and because of how things were going, I don't know what happened with the first plumber, and where is your warranty going to begin and end? Where are you going to be with that? So it could get kind of sticky,
dicey,
So say they ran a good majority of the water lines and you're finishing it up. It's like, okay, when there's a leak, or if there is a leak, I should say, or something, there's an issue. How do you differentiate where you did anything and where they did something?
Your best bet is to just do it all over again, but no customer is going to want that.
Right. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. So it's like they're kind of in a that's where a lot of what we do with our stuff is we take pictures of everything, and this is what we have here, and you have sign-offs on it. And I'm sure you do something like that too,
absolutely.
Where this is what we're taking over, there's where we're taking it from.
Yep, here's where our warranty stops for what we did, and whatever happened before that, we can do our best to make it right, but there's only so much we can do sometimes.
Right.
Makes sense. And
this right here is, and I'm glad we're talking about this. This right here is not designed to be, negative against the customer. What it is because you have two people involved, you have variables there, and when we do a job, and I'm sure you are the same, is you have accountability, responsibility, and liability to that job. So in order to make sure that you can comply company-wise and make sure that everything is taken care of on your end, you need to make sure that you've done everything to minimize and the risk that you have and make sure everybody's happy with the product. And you can do what you have on your end to ensure that they're getting the best product, quality product, and everything can be warranted. But you can't do that with other work that was done prior because you don't know what steps were taken and what their ethic is. So that's where you kind of run into that. So if a homeowner's having an issue with finding someone to come in after somebody, that's why. It's not that they're lazy, they're not calling me back or this and that. It's that sticky area that a lot of people don't want to get into. And not only that, they could be wondering, did this person leave for a reason?
Well, yeah, they're not answering their phone calls or their emails, and they're not getting back to the customer that they serviced. Obviously, that's a red flag right there.
Is there a reason why they left?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. I mean, why? So there's people don't want to look at that end. Could it be them or could it be something there? So there's possibilities there. You're listening to the Prepare to Repair show here on 1340 WJOL. I am your host, Plumber Steve, along with Josh Bryll with Enterprise Glass and Meghan Oeser, the fabulous one. We're going to take a quick break and we will be back. Welcome back to the Prepare to Repair show. I am your host, Plumber Steve, and back with me is Josh Bryll with Enterprise Glass and the fabulous one.
Fabulous.
She likes that. So, but yeah, before the break, we were just talking about a company such as us and even a company like yours at Enterprise Glass, Josh, coming into a job or a site where
a less than ideal situation.
Yes. So I mean, and there's the reason why I say that there could be because of the contractor, but there's also could be because of the homeowner. Could be some issues there. There could be some conflict between them. It could be a sticky situation that, I mean, do you really want to be a third party and get involved in that divorce? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, it could be pretty sticky on that. So.
Yeah, but to be able to handle it would be pretty cool. And then you have a lifetime customer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you go in there, you could usually get a vibe of what went sideways and and you could look at the work and see what was done and kind of get an idea, is one being unreasonable or is the other one being unreasonable?
Are both sides being honest?
Yeah. I mean, there's usually three sides to every story, yours, mine, and the truth, you know what I mean? And that sort of deal. So you run into that, you try to assist, but sometimes it's like you could tell that there's, the contractor that was there, they really botched this and they were in over their heads. Or you could see where the homeowner's being less than truthful on why this person is not coming back.
That's why that saying the customer is always right, that kind of drives me crazy. That couldn't be further from the truth sometimes, but you guys have to follow that.
Well, the cool thing is you're seeing that end here. By you being on the show, you're kind of seeing that end, and that's kind of what I really like about having the show is I want people to see kind of this show and what we're doing kind of gives you that fly on the wall experience of what the contractor's end is. So when you're dealing with them that, they have the policies and rules and things in place for a reason. It's not just to be, the hard line, but they're there for a reason and a lot of them are there to protect themselves and you. And
I think naturally people normally take the customer side of things. They can come up with some great stories as to why things went wrong, but I've seen firsthand, especially with social media and people that just get crazy about having an issue with a contractor or any type of service, and they, before calling the actual company or the actual person that helped them out, they just hop on social media and write a terrible review, tell their friends to share this experience, and then you come to find out that it was, like you said, three sides to every story. It was total garbage, and
That's a really good point. I think a lot of this stems from a lack of communication. If people would just talk and express themselves in, a halfway decent demeanor,
exactly,
a lot of this could be avoided.
Right.
Call. That's what we were talking about. Why? Hold on. You went to Facebook before you actually called the company that did work for you?
Right.
That's crazy. I don't know if you wanted some sort of attention or be the victim. I'm not sure, but it's...
I always say this. People who want results, go to the company. Go to the management. People who want to just complain, go to social media.
Attention.
Because if you want results, you're going to go to the source that's going to get you results. social media is not going to get you results. It's really not going to do anything. Now, I do believe that if you go through all the channels and you exhaust all those channels, then going to social media or going to these sites, then that may be your last resort. But usually, if you've gone to social media, something tells me that before you even hired them, there have been others before you that have been down this road, and you would have seen this type of pattern with the company prior to you going to social media.
Some people I think, are just natural complainers. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if it's I think what happens is when people go, they listen to, they get their information from one person or two people, and they run with it. They don't do their own research. They don't check anything. They don't do their homework. They don't get any information. And then they run with it. Because there have been people out there that have been recommended. And I'm like, you're recommending this person. I could tell you right now, they're not licensed. They're not a company. They're nothing. They're just on the side. And there's people out there that have, if you really check them, you wouldn't let them in your house. You wouldn't let them in your neighborhood if you really start checking people.
Right.
People don't do that. They think they're on social media, they're good people or whatever. No. You need to check them
once, or one person had one good experience, and especially the price tag. The price tag on everything
Well, I just go with the prices a lot of times is relevant to the person who's doing the work, because quality is not cheap. But I say from the point of when you have people coming out to your house, people spend all this money on locks. People will spend all this money on cameras. They'll spend all this money on everything. But yet you will let a perfect stranger that you met or that you got from social media right in your home. That is...
Without checking to see if they're licensed or,
yes.
You have no idea.
Absolutely. It just baffles me. Yeah. Then why spend the money on locks and any kind of cameras or something? Why? I mean, you're letting a threat come through your door. I just don't understand.
No, that's and I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that. I can't tell you how many times my husband's been at work and we've had to have somebody come to the house for one reason or another. It's like, I'll go to the store, make sure you lock your car. We lock your car all the time, but I'm letting somebody into my house when I have children home. That's crazy. That's when you don't know anything about them.
Well, I make sure that the guys are, drug tested. They're checked out, background checked out. Make sure who I'm sending out is going to be a decent person that is, going to be somebody I want in your home. And I mean, I'm sure that you have your prerequisite of people that are going out into people's homes to make sure that they're, meeting your criterias.
Yeah, we get customers, too, that are just, they say, the door's open, just go in. And that still makes me uncomfortable.
No.
I do not like to do that, So we say someone's got to be there to let them in, okay? If while they're there, you have to run somewhere and you're okay with that, that's fine, but we're not just going to walk into your house.
Yeah, that's I mean, you even think about, most of crime on the street. There's always video evidence. More likely than not. So you'll always have that. You have somebody come into your home, unless you have cameras installed all around your house.
That's a whole different level of paranoia if that's the case. I'm just telling you.
You're in a home where nobody else can see you. There's no witnesses of anything, and I don't know.
How do you defend yourself? I mean, I was actually at a house where we were given an estimate, and I had this cool little Ryobi flashlight with a battery on it, and the gentleman was with me the entire time. I had another guy with me, one of my workers, and I went through and looked at everything, gave him a price, and we walked out, and we were in the van, and we were about ready to leave, and the gentleman comes out and says, "Oh, I think you took my flashlight." I said, "No." I said, "This is mine." "Oh, I have one exactly like that, and I can't find mine." I said, "Yours is on your workbench in your basement." No, it's not there. So I have mine in my hand. I've got blue on the battery that I marked it. So I'm walking down there. I've got mine in my hand. We walk down in his basement, on his bench. I shine my light onto it. I said, "There's yours." "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry." I said, "You know what?" I go, Ryobi came up with this interesting business fact that they can make a boatload of money if they make multiple flashlights instead of making
Crazy.
just that one. It's a crazy idea.
Yeah, what a concept.
Exactly. And it was just like, but it was just the way it would come off. Like, but I mean, it's one of those things where he felt that, it could have taken his, thing and, but that's how easy it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how easy it is to have somebody question you. And if you have nothing to protect yourself or nothing to confirm or anything, it can get really scary because then it's your word and you're left defending yourself and you're playing defense and defending your good name on something like that. So yeah, that's pretty, we don't do it either. We don't go into people's houses unless, unless they're
both
there.
ways.
Yeah. I mean, it can get pretty scary. And again, and if we are working someplace, we go in and out. That's where we're working. There's no reason for anybody to be anywhere else in the house. That's it.
And a lot of these stories that we're telling here is one or two instances out of thousands.
Right. Oh yeah.
Right. And that's like.
But those are the scary parts, though.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
so.
You have a rule because something happened.
Exactly.
Right. The vast majority of our customers, and we've been pretty lucky, are really, really good customers.
Right. Same here.
And I want to emphasize that.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah. I mean, but the things here is a lot of rules, and we're finding you can see that even with laws. A lot of laws and rules are made. Because something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody screwed up. So you have to make this law because of something like that. And it's there to protect.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's just a matter of when people, as a customer, when you run into a company having these policies, they're there for a reason. So just to kind of, give them a little insight. But, we're getting towards the end of the show. I want to kind of wrap up a few things with what other types of products do you do besides shower doors that people might want to come over to Enterprise Glass to see?
Yeah, I was interested in knowing that.
So we do custom mirrors, for bathrooms, dining rooms, anything like that. We have people that bring in frames that they want to put mirrors into. We can do that.
Oh, that's cool.
We do replacement thermal pane windows for your existing frames. Not new windows, but if you have a broken window or if your seal went bad, 9 out of 10 times we can actually just replace the glass. It's a lot cheaper than getting a whole new windows.
We have on our back patio. We have a hairline. Is that a thing? Hairline fracture on glass. I don't even making things up. Just this tiny crack. Nothing's coming in or out of it. So you could just replace the glass. Nothing structurally is.
As long as the frame, the sash, is in good shape.
The sash. Got it.
Yes.
I'm going to write that down. The sash. Learning so many things.
Well,
that's cool, though, with the frame.
If you could save some. And then you said you do furniture, like...
shelves, tabletop glass, most residential glass.
Okay.
And we get people come in with their little projects, crafts, and stuff like that, and we're usually always able to help them.
A lot of people have those wood farm tables, if you know what I'm talking about, and we had one built, which we love, but the one thing that we wish we would have gotten was a glass top. Is that something you do? Because in the grooves, like all the food and the crud gets in there.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Cool.
Now you can get that it's thick and durable, and have the rounded edges so nobody hurts themselves.
They're going to put razor blade corners, Steve.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We cut the glass in house, so we can we cut shapes, cut and polish, almost. Anything that you guys have table-wise, we can put a top on.
That's nice. I like that. And different types that you have, like you can get the smoke glass, you can get the, frosted glass, everything else. Are you laughing over there?
No, I keep burping.
Yeah, I wonder what that's from. She keeps indulging herself in the gas station cuisine before the show.
I was witness to that. Yes.
Yes, and I keep telling her that that's not a good idea. But she just seems to live on the wild side.
Beef jerky stick.
Yeah, and you know what? That's going to wreak havoc on your whole innards.
In her defense, she did ask if it was okay.
I did. I asked Josh if it was cool if I ate this giant jerky stick in front of him.
I don't think that was the issue. Did you ask your stomach?
My stomach's fine. We'll see what happens, on the way home if we have to hit up the gas and wash again.
But it's cool that, like I said, that there is this option that people may not have known about. I surely didn't. And that is like I said, one of the things on this show is in kind of introducing an audience to people or businesses that they didn't know were out there and they were so close.
Right. We get people that say that all the time. We had no idea you were here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know you. I didn't know you guys were there. I would never think, call a glass company to
We've
get.
been in the Chicagoland area since 1909. So, we've been around.
Wow.
Yeah, you were saying you got started in Englewood.
Yep, in Englewood, and then it moved to Aberdeen, and then to right around 59th and Damon, and then in 1971, we were in Oak Lawn.
Okay.
In Oak Lawn until 2004.
Wow. Okay.
Wow,
you were there for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started in 2001.
Okay.
So.
It's a good year.
Now, is this...
Well, I'll never forget, because my second week on the job, 9/11 happened.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been in this for a little while.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep. So, well, I appreciate you, coming on and talking to us. How do people get a hold of you over at Enterprise Glass?
They can call us at 708-478-6969. They can send us an email at info@enterpriseglass.com, or check us out on the web at www.enterpriseglass.com.
I appreciate you being on, Josh, and like I said, you assisting me on that one job that I had kind of a pickle on, and you had my back on it. I appreciate
it. Anytime. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. And